Hi, I'm CR Hero. I'm the Vice President of Environmental Affairs for Meritage Homes, and I wanted to take 5 minutes to walk you through what I'm sitting in here, which is a Sustainability and Energy Efficiency Learning Center. We built this for realtors to help them understand all the changes that are happening both in existing homes and the retrofit towards better energy efficiency, and in new homes and things builders are incorporating into their building process that really add value to your customer. But what is really important with what we're going to walk through over the next 5 minutes is that it's not about all the widgets. It's not about low E2 coatings and LEDs. What it's about is how these things translate into benefits for your customers and how your ability to differentiate between really substantive, better built construction and maybe flashy marketing can help you differentiate yourself in a marketplace that's changing very quickly to incorporate some really good building practices and some that are quite honestly a little bit more marketing. So I'll walk you through some of the main things that are changing in homes today and how they benefit customers. Because ultimately what this is about is getting your customers more, getting them better value, getting them a more comfortable home, and getting things reduced that don't add any benefit. Like this particular home has a different type of insulation and it reduces the heating and cooling cost by 50%. So it makes the home more comfortable. It actually makes the home healthier. But the main thing is it cuts your utility bills down with all the things in this particular home by 50%. And so these are things that help a customer either stretch and buy a larger home, get more amenities, in a new home, get more upgrades in Design Center, and their monthly cost of ownership can actually be less. So let's walk through some of the basic components that you'll see out there, from windows to lighting to appliances, and talk about what really helps your customer live better and some things you should understand and ask questions of from existing homes and other new homes to make sure your customers get the best home, and importantly for you, make sure you've got the tools to be a resource for your customers so that whether they're buying a new home or they're thinking about reselling their existing home, they look to you to help them navigate these issues. So one of the most common things you'll see in new homes and retrofit is that windows have really evolved in the building science that go into the glazing and the framework. So in common older homes, when you're looking at resale, you'll see a lot of aluminum-based and single-pane windows. And just like these signs say, the big issue here is that heat can really move through these windows and ends up being, one, a source of high heating and cooling costs for your clients, and two, a source of big discomfort. So if you've got a beautiful room with a bunch of windows in an older home, that room will likely be hot in the summertime and cool in the wintertime. And what happens is when people live in them, they end up having to adjust their lifestyle so that they're not in those rooms in the summertime in the peak afternoon heat hours or in the wintertime at night when it could be really cold and drafty. In new homes, one of the big changes is these frames have gone from aluminum to fiberglass. And the old fiberglass windows started to get brittle and crack and wear and got themselves a bad name, but the new pultruded fiberglass, really durable, really dependable, and a much better construction quality. So you'll see in new construction that this is a normal design feature. In retrofit, in an existing home, they may be pulling out their old single-pane aluminum windows and upgrading them to these vinyl windows. One of the next improvements is in this glass. By adding the second pane, and some are filled with argon, you get much less energy going through these windows. So they're much warmer in the wintertime and much cooler in the summertime, which not only translates into reduced heating and cooling costs, but a lot more ability in those large glassed-in rooms to enjoy the time spent there, so that they don't become spring and fall rooms, they become truly four-season rooms, because this is really doing a better job making them comfortable and saving the clients money. The advanced building science has gone from the old aluminum through the old fiberglass to what you're hearing called low E windows, low E2 windows, low E3 windows. And what it is, it's a combination of all the advancements that we're going to talk about today in building science. It's really good insulation. They actually will put thermal breaks in these frames so that the inside is the temperature of the inside regardless of what the outside is. in this glass, not only is it two-pane, but it's specially coated with something that reflects heat. And so in the wintertime, it keeps that heat on the inside of the home, keeps the home warmer, both making the home more comfortable and greatly reducing the heating and cooling cost. And not only does it keep the heat in the summertime, it keeps the heat out. So it will reflect that heat back out, doing the same thing, making the home in the summertime much cooler, much more comfortable, and greatly reducing utility cost. One of the great benefits of these coatings is their UV coatings. So not only do they control energy transfer, but they actually block the UV rays that come into the home. That'll fade pictures, that'll fade furniture, that'll fade carpet. And a lot of homes, if you've got a big glass window in front of a stained wood floor, you'll bleach that wooden floor out if you've got this older technology. So the best thing for your customers to understand is that in an older home, if somebody has spent the time to upgrade it to a better window, it'll greatly reduce the operating cost and make that home more comfortable. The other thing to understand is if you're looking at homes that have single pane aluminum windows, they're going to be less comfortable. At some point, they're actually going to start to impair the value of that home, and it's reasonable to assume that at some point the customer who buys an existing home with old windows will have to incur the cost of upgrading it, and those upgrade costs are substantial. That's why it's best that somebody either has already incurred those costs, or if you're looking at existing construction, that putting in the right windows, whether it's a high energy efficiency builder such as Meritage Homes, or whether it's a kind of code-built home builder, that the buyers select options to really upgrade these windows because they pay for themselves in savings month after month in heating and cooling costs and really make the home more comfortable and more enjoyable to live in. One of the best things about all of these components is they distill themselves down into very fundamental things like savings. All the features we talked about today, better windows, better lighting, most of them translate into energy savings every month. And so whether you're looking at a new build with new energy efficiency features included in the construction practice, or you're looking at a home that's retrofitted itself to include better energy efficiency in the windows and the HVAC or renewable energy, that should be readily available in one of two ways. One, in a new home build, there should be a third-party certification that gives itself a HERS score, a Home Energy Rating Service score. And that should demonstrate the percent of energy saved every month in the operating of the home, and that should be able to be translated into dollars every month that is reduced from a comparable home without those features. And one of the unique features of a home with renewable energy, such as this one, is you actually will normally have two meters. It's called net metering, and one is tracking the consumption of energy by the users, and the other is tracking the production of energy. Now, the bill that you receive every month is this minus this, but the nice thing about this is when we looked at other possible solar panel configurations, this is exactly what you need to know to understand, with all the various types of solar panels out there, what the value is of the solar system, because this will tell you every month how much energy it produces in savings.